Welcome, Gemini and Gemini cross watchers, to your mini weekly love reading. So, hope you guys have had a great weekend and that your week is shaping up to be a good one. And of course, thank you for stopping by my channel today. Excuse me. So, we're going to get card for you, card for them, and one for the situation between you guys. So, Gemini. I'm kind of picking up initially here that somebody feels like they've been left holding the bag. They seem to feel that it's like that. This might sound strange. Maybe it's a specific reading. But I feel like somebody feels like they're taking the heat for you right now. And it's almost like they don't seem to have a big problem with it. And they don't feel like you have, that you purposely or willfully kind of, hung them out to dry or anything. It actually feels like there's something going on that they're trying to protect you from, that they're trying to, I almost want to say like, not keep from you, but it's almost like they feel like it's somehow unnecessary for you to hear whatever's going on, and they're trying to protect you from it. And I feel like to a certain extent, it's almost like they have to, I feel like they have to smile and nod, and they're doing it, but it's almost like they're dying a little inside as they do it. It's almost like if this person is somebody that's normally very outspoken or very strong in who they are and what they've done, what they're capable of, all of those things. It's almost like they have to kind of eat a little bit of shiz right now, and for some reason it feels like they're doing it for you. And not even that you've done anything wrong. It's almost like the instruction given was incorrect. But it's almost like they feel that you should have, like, that it may have been your responsibility to ask more questions about it. And in that, it's like they're just going to kind of let this go. They're not going to kick up a fuss about it. If you notice a drop in this person's energy, that's why. That's where it's coming from. It definitely feels like they feel that this is really unfair. It's almost this energy of them feeling that it's unfair, that they have to kind of deal with this. I almost want to say like just to be with you. And it's not anything that you're putting on them necessarily. I feel like if you were standing next to this person in that situation, it feels like your energy would be like, but you told me to do it this way. And it's almost like there seem to be some reasonings or some like legitimate reasons that you did something a certain type of way. That it's like these people would back off. They would still be like, oh, well, you still can't do that, but I see where you were going with it and blah, 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 right? And I feel like if this person would let you handle your own stuff instead of, doing what they're doing, I feel like it would actually be a lot better for them, a lot easier on them. And it doesn't feel like it would really be any skin off your nose, because I feel like you did the right thing, if that makes sense. Give me a card for what's between, or what's going on in the situation. Okay, so we have the King of Wands, and then we have the Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So just a second here. It feels like this person, this might be a very specific story, or like, I feel like the whole reading might be, just gonna say that. There seems to be something here that this person feels that if they kind of eat whatever's going on, like they eat a little bit of that it's going, like, just being around you is going to elevate them from like not even a page energy to, not even a page energy to almost like king, queen, royalty energy. They really do feel that it's almost like it's a rite of passage, And they seem to feel that somehow, as long as they're doing it like attached to you or um, with your backing, they seem to feel like they're still going to go further than they would get on their own. It's almost like they feel they wouldn't even have their foot in the door if it wasn't because they were doing it in like under your realm or in your name or something like that, you know? It's almost like this person seems to feel like they're kind of like resigning themselves or accepting whatever it is that's going on. And I almost feel like from what I'm seeing here, Jem, I don't even think you would want them to accept, you know what I mean? Like whatever it is, this kind of sacrificial thing they're doing. Um, I feel like if you were kind of in the loop on that, or at least you knew how they felt about it, I feel like you would tell them like then don't do it. Like it's not worth it to do that for the result that they're getting, right? Like it's almost like this energy of going back to that same analogy. Here this person is kind of getting in crap for something that isn't actually like it's nobody's fault really, but you would be able to better rebut it. It's like if you found out that this person was doing that, I feel like you would actually get pretty frustrated with them that they did that in the first place. It's almost like feeling like this person doesn't really have the right to hamstring you like that. Like, I think that's the right word. They kind like feeling like they should have told you this is your project. This is, you know what I mean? It's like, even if there was something that you should have done that you needed to do, or, excuse me, or that you needed to improve on, it's like, that's your project. That's your decision to make, whether or not you want to do that or engage in that, right? And I feel like it's kind of caused a bit of a divide between the two of you because here this person kind of there's I'm going to be honest, I feel like they did feel that there was something a bit off about it, but it's almost like, well, this is usually what people expect, so I'll just do it. And I feel like it seems to actually cause a bit of a divide between the two of you. Um and I'm sorry to say to this person, I'm sorry, Crosswatcher, if you're listening. Um, I feel for some of you that you may actually start to distance yourself from this person. I feel like you may start to look for somebody that is um, a little bit more bold, a little bit more, not risk taking necessarily, but somebody that seems to um, almost like not be so wishy-washy. And I want to be really clear, okay? I know sometimes people are like, no, Geminis are really wishy-washy. Even if you are, which, you know, are they, aren't they? That's not what this is about. It's more about when there is something that you know, that you know, that you know. It's almost like other people aren't going to be able to stand there and tell you that what you did wasn't right or what you did wasn't called for in the situation. I'm being reminded of this story where I knew someone that worked in marketing and like public and was working on like public images for people and that sort of thing. And he actually got out of it because it was all about billable hours, right? So it's like there were things that he took care of that had to be taken care of, but he would get in trouble for doing it because it wasn't billable. Those hours weren't billable. But if he hadn't done it, he also would have kind of gotten in trouble for not doing it, right? So it's like, um, you seem to have a bit more, again, I'm not trying to be a jerk. You seem to be a little bit more courageous in terms of going in front of people and kind of justifying your actions because it's like, you know that you, regardless of what information becomes available, and I'm going to be honest, I don't really see you changing your mind on this specific issue. I feel like they are, it's like you did the best that, or sorry, you made the best decision that you could based on the information that you knew to be true at the time, right? So if the information changed between now and then like, well, it's almost like you saying like, well, I didn't know that. Nobody told me. And if I don't even know that that's available, how am I supposed to ask for it? You know what I mean? So it's almost like um, if you were in this person's position and you were hearing about all this stuff, I feel like the things that you would say would help everybody see that like whatever happened, it's not on you. it feels like it's not on anybody. It just feels like there's some sort of communication that didn't make its way to where it needed to go. More just because everybody didn't know what to like. It doesn't feel like anybody did it intentionally, or even that it was laziness or forgetting or procrastination, nothing like that. It just feels like some wires got crossed here. And I feel like it's almost like this person may have agreed with those people that something was done wrong. And now it's kind of put you in a position where it's kind of like, well, why would you tell them that? You know what I mean? Because it wasn't wrong at the time. It wasn't the wrong decision when we had the information that we had. And I feel like you seem to, you just kind of want to deal with somebody else right now. And that doesn't mean, if you're in a committed relationship with this person or whatever, that you're going to somehow step outside of the relationship. Okay. It's not like that. It just feels like in order to kind of do some damage control and fix whatever's been, not muddled with, but fix whatever has been, how do I say this? If there is blame that has been unjustly placed on your shoulders, I feel like you're looking at it like this person is not strong enough to help you fix that. This one is. And it doesn't feel like there is, third party energy in that there's a third person coming into a relationship or somebody's getting involved that shouldn't. I feel like there's a bit of a time limit on you getting in there to deal with something. And it's almost like you kind of don't have enough time to wait around for this person to kind of forgive themselves and power up their energy so that they can come in and kind of be this person of wands that you need them to be. And I feel like to your credit, okay, I don't feel like you're being cruel to this person. It's really more like you find out that something needs damage control and you go and deal with the damage control first and then come back and kind of address it with this person later. And I feel like when you find out the reasoning as to why they did what they did, it's like, oh, well, like you understand where they're coming from. And I feel like you start to see that whoever this person is, they may come across as somebody that can handle anything or everything. And I feel like you actually see that they're a little bit more soft and almost like pliable than you thought. It's almost like they may have appeared as someone that is almost emotionally detached, but I feel like you actually see that they have their own stuff, right? Their own insecurities. And it's the kind of energy of somebody that I feel like you end up seeing that they need to be treated a lot more gently than they have been. And not that you've done anything wrong, okay? But it's almost like this person needs a little bit more guidance, a little bit more explanation before something's handed to them. Or it's almost like they seem to need permission to do things when it's not theirs, if that makes sense. So it's not like they need your permission to, go get a coffee or something like that, but it's like, when it's something big like this, they kind of don't want to take ownership or control of it because it's like, that's yours. You know what I mean? So I think I'll leave it there, Gemini. If this reading resonated, I hope it was helpful and brought you some clarity. If you see this reading anywhere but Infinity Tarot, please shoot me an email or leave a comment on one of the videos of my channels, and I will. If you're willing to report it, then great. If you don't want to, if you would just let me know, I'm more than happy to take care of it. If you're new here, of course, welcome. I hope that this reading resonated with you. I usually upload mini weekly love reads on Sundays and then some longer reads on Thursday mornings. And I say mornings, but it might not be morning depending on where you are in the world. And so those reads are usually a bit longer. Sometimes they're love, sometimes they're general. It just kind of depends. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.